She was carrying heavy bags and looked exhausted when she got back. I think she's starting to realize how much I was handling behind the scenes. I used to take care of all the little things that make life easier. Now she has to figure out everything herself, and she's discovering that being an adult requires a lot more planning and money than she remembered. Her freelance work has picked up a little bit, but not enough to cover all her new expenses. She got a small project designing a logo for a local restaurant, which paid $800. But between her new phone bill, car insurance, the traffic ticket, and having to buy her own groceries, that money disappeared quickly. She's been eating a lot of pasta and canned soup lately because those are some of the cheapest things she can find. I continue to buy my normal groceries, including fresh vegetables, good meat, and the organic stuff I like. I keep it all on my designated shelves in the refrigerator and pantry. Last weekend, she asked if she could borrow some of my food because she was running low on groceries and wouldn't get paid for her latest project until the following week. I told her she was welcome to anything in the shared sections, like salt, pepper, and basic condiments, but the rest was my personal food. She asked if I could spot her some money for groceries, and she would pay me back when her client paid her. I explained that lending money to roommates can make things awkward, especially when there's no clear timeline for repayment. I suggested she could ask her friends or family for help, or maybe pick up some extra freelance work. The social dynamics have been interesting too. Belinda's friends have stopped coming over as much as they used to. I think they feel awkward around me now that they know we're not actually dating anymore. When they do come over, they whisper a lot and keep looking at me like they're trying to figure out what I'm thinking. Two of her friends, Patty and Amanda, came over last Thursday night. They were clearly there to give Belinda emotional support and probably to talk about me. I said hello when they arrived, then went to my office to work. I could hear them talking quietly in the living room for about 2 hours. When they were leaving, Patty stopped by my office door and asked if she could talk to me for a minute. She said Belinda was going through a hard time and asked if there was any way we could work things out. She said Belinda really cares about me and maybe just got scared about the commitment. I told Patty I appreciated her concern, but Belinda had been very clear about not being in love with me anymore. I said I was respecting Belinda's honesty and trying to be a good friend by not putting pressure on her to change her feelings. Patty looked frustrated and said that wasn't what she meant. She said sometimes people say things they don't really mean when they're stressed or confused. I asked Patty if she thought Belinda was lying when she said she wasn't in love with me. Patty didn't have a good answer for that. The conversation with Patty made me realize that Belinda's friends are trying to fix something that Belinda herself said was broken. They're treating this like a temporary relationship problem instead of the permanent change in status that Belinda requested. I've been going out more in the evenings. I joined a hiking group that meets on weekends, and I've been going to the gym consistently. I signed up for a cooking class on Thursday nights, which is something I always wanted to try but never had time for when I was busy managing our relationship. Belinda has been home alone most evenings now. She used to have plans with friends several nights a week, but that seems to have dropped off. I'm not sure if it's because she can't afford to go out as much, or if her friends are less available now that she doesn't have a boyfriend to help coordinate group activities. I found an apartment I really like. It's a one-bedroom place about 15 minutes closer to my office, with a great kitchen and a small balcony. The rent is actually less than what I'm paying now because I won't be splitting a two-bedroom. I haven't signed anything yet because I want to give Belinda enough notice to figure out her own housing situation. She still hasn't asked me about the lease renewal, even though it's coming up in 6 weeks. I wonder if she's assuming I'll just handle it like I used to handle everything else. Update 2: The situation has escalated significantly since my last update. Belinda is starting to understand that this isn't a phase I'm going through, and her attempts to fix things have become more desperate. 3 weeks ago, she tried a different approach. She came home from having drinks with her friends and was wearing one of my old college t-shirts that she used to sleep in when we were dating. She sat on the edge of the bed while I was reading and started crying. She said she missed me and missed what we used to have together. She said she made a mistake and wanted to go back to how things were before. I put my book down and asked her what specifically she missed. She said she missed feeling close to someone and having someone who cared about her. I told her it sounded like she was going through a difficult time, and suggested